Shanghai, where tradition and modernity meet, unfolds the story of Mei Li and Chen. Bound by an arranged marriage, their union, meant to secure family honor and prosperity, hides a deeper legacy of love and sacrifice. As Mei Li navigates her new life, she uncovers her ancestors' secrets, leading her and Chen into a mystery that tests their courage and strengthens their bond. Journey with Mei Li and Chen as they uncover hidden truths, face unexpected dangers, and forge a love that transcends tradition. This tale, rich in Chinese culture and folklore, promises to captivate and inspire, blending past and present in a timeless story of love and resilience. Mei Li stood on the balcony of her family's ancestral home, her eyes tracing the bustling streets of Shanghai below. The city, with its blend of ancient traditions and modern influences, was a living tapestry of the past and present. Yet, despite the vibrancy around her, Mei Li felt a sense of entrapment. Her future had been woven into the intricate patterns of tradition, a future she had not chosen for herself. She had dreams that extended far beyond the confines of her family's expectations. Mei Li had always been captivated by the stories of adventurous women who had carved their own paths in a world dominated by men. But for her, the path was already set, and it led to an arranged marriage with Chen, the son of a family friend. Their parents, bound by tradition and a shared history, believed this union would be prosperous. Mei Li had met Chen only once. He was polite, respectful, and undeniably handsome. But their brief encounter had revealed little about his character. She wondered what kind of man he truly was. Did he share her reluctance about this marriage, or was he resigned to their fate, as she was? The day of the engagement ceremony arrived with the first light of dawn. Mei Li's mother, Madame Zhou, fluttered around her like a sparrow, adjusting the folds of her silky bao, ensuring every detail was perfect. "Remember, Mei Li," her mother said gently, "this marriage will bring honor to our family. Chen is a good man. You will have a prosperous life together." Mei Li nodded, though her heart was heavy. She understood the importance of family honor and duty, but it did little to quell the turmoil within her. As she stepped into the courtyard, she felt the weight of her ancestors' expectations pressing down on her. Chen stood waiting, dressed in traditional Chinese attire that matched her own. His expression was unreadable, a mask of serenity that hid whatever thoughts he might be harboring. As they exchanged bows and the ceremonial tea, Mei Li couldn't shake the feeling that their lives were being scripted by forces beyond their control. The first few weeks of their marriage passed in a blur. Mei Li moved into Chen's family's home, a sprawling estate that echoed with the whispers of generations. The walls were adorned with intricate wood carvings and paintings depicting scenes from Chinese folklore. Despite the opulence, Mei Li felt a sense of isolation. Chen's family, though kind, maintained a distance that left her feeling like an outsider. Chen himself was an enigma. He was courteous and attentive, but their conversations remained surface level, never delving into their true feelings or desires. Mei Li longed to know more about him, to understand the man she had married, but every time she tried to breach the gap between them, he would retreat into his shell, leaving her questions unanswered. One evening, as they walked through the garden, Mei Li decided to take a chance. "Chen," she began hesitantly, "do you ever wonder what your life would be like if we had not been arranged to marry?" Chen paused, his gaze fixed on a distant point. "I have thought about it," he admitted softly, "but it is difficult to dwell on what might have been. Our duty is to our families, to uphold their honor." Mei Li sighed. "I understand that, but don't you ever feel trapped?" Chen turned to look at her, his eyes filled with an emotion she couldn't quite decipher. "Sometimes," he said quietly, "but I also believe that we can find happiness within the confines of our duty." His words offered a glimmer of hope, but Mei Li couldn't shake the feeling that their lives were being dictated by forces beyond their control. She resolved to find a way to break free from the chains of tradition, to carve out a future that was truly her own. One day, while exploring the estate, Mei Li stumbled upon a hidden garden. It was a secluded oasis, surrounded by high walls and accessible only through a narrow passageway. The garden was a riot of color, with flowers of every hue blooming in abundance. In the center stood a cherry blossom tree, its delicate pink petals fluttering in the breeze. Mei Li felt an inexplicable connection to this place. It was as if the garden held secrets, whispers of the past waiting to be uncovered. She began spending her afternoons there, finding solace in its tranquility. It was during one such visit that she discovered a hidden alcove, covered by a tangle of vines. Pushing the vines aside, she found an old wooden box. Inside, she discovered a collection of letters, their parchment yellowed with age. As she carefully unfolded one of the letters, she realized they were love letters, written in a delicate, flowing script. The letters spoke of a forbidden love, a romance that had defied the conventions of the time. Intrigued, Mei Li began reading the letters, piecing together the story of Mei and Chen, two lovers who had been torn apart by their families' feuds. Their love had been a beacon of hope on a world filled with darkness, a testament to the power of the human spirit. Mei Li felt a kinship with Mei and Chen, their story mirroring her own struggles. As she delved deeper into their tale, she uncovered a shocking revelation. Mei was her great-grandmother, and Chen was Chen's great-grandfather. Their love had been the catalyst for the alliance between their families, an alliance that had led to her own arranged marriage. The discovery of her ancestors' love story filled Mei Li with a renewed sense of purpose. She realized that her marriage to Chen was not just a matter of duty, but also a continuation of a legacy of love and sacrifice. Determined to honor their memory, she resolved to find a way to bridge the gap between her and Chen. Mei Li began by sharing the letters with Chen, hoping to ignite a spark of understanding between them. To her surprise, Chen was deeply moved by the story. "I never knew," he murmured, his eyes filled with wonder. "Our family's histories are intertwined in ways I never imagined." Together, they continued to explore the hidden garden, uncovering more secrets and forging a bond that transcended the constraints of their arranged marriage. They began to open up to each other, sharing their dreams and fears, their hopes and regrets. Slowly but surely, the walls between them began to crumble. Mei Li discovered that Chen was not the stoic, emotionless man she had thought him to be. He was passionate about traditional Chinese medicine, spending hours in the family's apothecary, studying ancient texts and concocting herbal remedies. Mei Li, in turn, shared her love for literature and her dream of becoming a writer. Their newfound connection was tested one fateful night when a fire broke out in the estate. Mei Li awoke to the smell of smoke and the sound of panicked voices. Rushing to the source of the fire, she found Chen's father trapped in the apothecary, surrounded by flames. Without hesitation, Chen plunged into the inferno, determined to save his father. Mei Li watched in horror as the flames engulfed him, her heart pounding with fear. She could not stand by and do nothing. Summoning all her courage, she followed him into the blaze, helping to carry his father to safety. The fire was eventually extinguished, but the damage was extensive. Chen's father had suffered severe burns, and the apothecary was reduced to ashes. In the aftermath, Chen's family was devastated, their future uncertain. But in the face of adversity, Mei Li and Chen found strength in each other. Chen's father, grateful for their bravery, began to see Mei Li in a new light. He recognized her as a true member of the family, not just a bride chosen by tradition. With his blessing, Mei Li and Chen set out to rebuild the apothecary, determined to honor the legacy of their ancestors. Rebuilding the apothecary was a daunting task, but Mei Li and Chen approached it with unwavering determination. They spent long hours working side by side, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. The community rallied around them, offering support and encouragement. Mei Li's skills as a writer proved invaluable. She began documenting their journey, writing articles for local newspapers and sharing their story with the world. Her words resonated with people, inspiring them to embrace their own heritage and traditions. Chen, meanwhile, delved deeper into the study of traditional Chinese medicine. He discovered ancient remedies that had been forgotten over time, reviving them with a modern twist. Together, they created a new line of herbal products that quickly gained popularity. Their efforts paid off, and the apothecary flourished once more. But their journey was far from over. Mei Li and Chen realized that their true legacy was not just the apothecary, but the love and resilience that had brought them together. They decided to open a school, teaching others the art of traditional Chinese medicine and the importance of preserving their cultural heritage. Chapter 7: The Red Lantern Festival. As the years passed, Mei Li and Chen's love continued to grow. They became pillars of the community, their story a beacon of hope and inspiration. Their school thrived, attracting students from all over China, eager to learn the ancient arts. Every year, they celebrated their anniversary during the Red Lantern Festival, a tradition they had started in honor of their ancestors. The festival became a symbol of unity and love, drawing people from all walks of life to celebrate together.